What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So this video, if you don't mind for a minute, I was going to get a little personal. I mean, I tend this channel is mostly about. We mostly cover like politics and and sometimes religion and stuff, but life happens as well. And although I don't really do much about life per se, although I say, it's more than welcome as a subject. Anything's welcome as a subject on this channel. Um, Outside of like, how politics and religion affects life. But I haven't really got too personal on here about anything. Uh, but I just wanted for a second to kind of talk about, talk about something. Uh, Yesterday, uh, I helped my dad. Um, he he has been, we don't, we haven't always had a perfect relationship, uh, or anything, but and we very much don't agree on things, especially politics, um, and uh, but when I needed him the most, I feel like he was always there, and um, and so as a son, whenever when he needed, I feel like when he needed me most, I although I might have failed at times, I've here recently I really wanted to make sure I was there for him as well. Um, and so uh the past 2 years he's been taking care, um, has been pretty much been the sole caretaker, um, of his wife, uh, who is, I mean, beyond measure the love of his life. And while I never had per se any kind of direct, like close connection or relationship with her outside of just, engagement when we were there. I mean, she's was absolutely the kindest, sweetest person that I one of the kindest, sweetest person I've ever known. Um, Never had, genuinely, I never really heard her talk bad about anybody. Um, and uh, she's just amazing. She really was an amazing woman, I think, in many ways. Yeah, like I said, I didn't personally have that much of a connection to her, but she was the love of his life, and I do have a direct connection to him, and so I do care and have always cared about, you know him in that aspect, and he's been taking care of her for the past 2 years, roughly, I think, since she was diagnosed with um, early onset Alzheimer's. I mean, first it was dementia, then it pretty much escalated into Alzheimer's. Um, she had lived with um, seizure issues for like most of her life, and I that was probably a good contributor, I think, to the early onset of this. Uh, but he's been taking care of her for 2 years and has done everything he could possibly think of and work with doctors. medically, I mean, physically, uh, mental exercise, the best that he could actually do to try to assist or, you know, suppress, try to hold it back as long as possible. Um, but unfortunately, with 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 Alzheimer's and stuff, if you've ever experienced it with a loved one, it ultimately just it takes over. Um, you can't really stop it. Uh, Before her, the only one that I really per se had any kind of connection or experience with was my grandmother, my dad's mother. Um, and that was minimal. I only experienced it in a few moments. Um, but it was tough just in that. But him taking care of her every single day for the past 2 years, um, every facet of her needs, trying everything experimental to herbal to every. I mean, constantly, having her take walks and every. I mean, everything he could possibly think of to to give her as much time as possible. And here recently, it's been harder and harder and harder, and it has took a toll on him to the point that uh, I found him at like the lowest I've ever, or seen him at the lowest I've ever seen him. And I told him, that it was time that he needed help. Um, and although he knew and knows that it was always going to eventually happen, that he would need help. Um, when you love somebody like that, the at the way he does, um, you you feel you feel this weight of responsibility, um, that you have to that is that you should do it. You should just be strong enough. You should just you know quote unquote man up and do it and stop and stop allowing things to get to you, bother you. But we're all human. We're all human, and shit does get to us. Shit bothers us, and as much as we try and try and try, we get overwhelmed. And everybody needs help, especially with something with that like that. Uh, so we were all um, we were all chipping in as much as we could to help out, give them some breaks as much as we could. And while I didn't do it as much, but until recently here, my girlfriend's been doing it for a while now to help him out, and uh, amazing to her that she stepped up and was doing that. In a way that I felt for a while that I just didn't feel comfortable doing. But here lately, because of how bad it was bearing down on him, I stepped up myself and started assisting. Even if it was only a few times, I assisted where I could when he needed me. Um, and yesterday, after months of back and forth and you know uh, bad days and good days and the mental just fuckery of what Alzheimer's does, not only to the victim, the person who is experiencing, but also those around them. Um, Yesterday he finally took the accepted her being placed somewhere where she could get round the clock help and uh, care that he was feeling like he might not be able to do anymore. Not in the best way for her. And even though there are so many other things uh that he also does, and you don't really expect a place to prioritize certain things, just little small things. Uh, those things he I like I expressed to him that you can still do those things um when you go and visit or whatever, and it's I personally it's hard outside of dealing with what he's and seeing him and how he's feeling and what he expresses. It's I can't 100% understand it, but to the degree that I try to comprehend and understand the guilt and shame and just like feeling that you are in some way not stepping up or like letting someone down, um that is like your whole heart and soul. I mean, like that is something that I don't know. um I have gained such a huge amount of respect, even though I don't agree with everything that he believes and agree. When it comes to this, when it comes to the love and respect that he was able to develop and have for this woman, for her, for, like I said, the love of his life, someone who came into his life and completely changed him. And I mean, I could see that. I have seen that he's different. He was different with her. Um, Now still same old dad in certain ways, but but in many ways, he was much a better version of himself. Um, after she came into his life, and it's the reason why it was so easy for me to accept her when because I was an adult, uh, in my early 20s, I think mid 20s, when yeah, mid to late 20s, I guess. When they got together, and um, and that's what made it so easy to accept her, because she was I could see how much she meant to him, and how much of a better person that she made him, and I continue to see that throughout their relationship and the time span that they've been together. Um, and so yesterday was a difficult day, and I went along with my younger sister also. And we had helped him out. We assisted, so that he wouldn't be doing it alone, and we did our part where we needed to, while he needed to take care of things, uh, and was there for him when he needed to talk it through. Uh, Sorry, I know that probably jittered the video. Um, but this. If you've experienced a loved one or something with um Alzheimer's, dementia of any kind of degree, uh, it is by far, I think, one of the absolute worst ways to conclude your life. And it seems to happen to some of the best people. I mean, people that lived good lives, or lived, you know, calm, loving, respectful lives, or like, and then to slowly but inevitably lose those memories and feelings and passions or compassions for people, and connections, is just like one of the most twisted, sick, sadistic, like, fuckeries of life that just should not happen. It's the kind of thing that happens in life that makes me go, like, why the fuck does this happen? It just doesn't seem right. Just one of the few many things that makes me question life, makes me question the existence of some sort of higher power or higher thing. It's it's some sort of sick joke, because you can't It's just wrong in so many ways. And I mean, I can only hope that I mean, like it just feels like this absolutely worst way to go. Because, like I said, you lose everything that you built in your life, all the years, all the memories, all the connections, love, friends, family, everything just disappears with time, and you don't even. And not only is it for do you lose that, but they lose you. It's just fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Anyways, and while I know, scientifically, there are, you know, scientists and doctors and stuff, they're trying to identify and trying to find a way and way different ways to try to you know reduce the effect or prolong one's life, or even potentially all we could hope for is one day, keep it from happening at all. But like, um, I'm sorry. I know I'm taking a lot of time with this, and I'm pausing, uh, and I honestly don't even know what point I'm trying to make. I just want him to know, for starters, that I see, everybody is seeing how wonderful and amazing and how devoted and everything that he has been for her, and what he has done. And even though he feels guilty and feels like he has betrayed her in some kind of way, that is so far from reality. It's so far from the truth. And I could only hope that I would be able to have the strength and love and care to take care of somebody like that if I had to. Or I would hope that somebody would have the love and strength and ability to even take care of me if that was to happen. I don't even know how it, but and just to know that if you are somebody who has to had to go through something like that and did everything that you could, I feel promise at the very last moment or seconds, or that they still had any kind of cognitive comprehension. I wholeheartedly feel that they did see that, and they did understand that, and they did internalize that. And even though they get to a point that they can't express that anymore, and they get to the point that you no longer can even like full on help them, and you need assistance, That doesn't make you any shorter of a person or any less of a person or any less of a lover or husband or partner or anything, Pat. Sometimes it just takes a team. And while you may never feel like it was you did good enough. You may never feel like you're like you deserve the love or gratitude or the respect for what you did. Just know that you do. You do. Um anyways. So I don't know if you'll watch this or not, but I love you, Dad. And again, I've gained so much respect from you over the past few months. I mean, over the past 2 years, but like really the past 2 months. And I'll continue to try to be there as much as I can for you. Uh, and that's all that I think anyone should like. If you know somebody going through it, try to be with them, try to help them out, try to assist in the best way you can. You know, you can't, I know you can't do everything. You can't, there's certain limitations for some people, but, and sometimes words are good, sometimes words are not. Sometimes, prayers are good, sometimes they're not. Sometimes thoughts are good, sometimes they're not. You go through a roller coaster of fucking emotions and shit that, where sometimes things just don't fucking help. But I think at least letting them know that they are thought of and they are cared about and they haven't been forgotten in the same way that they don't want that loved one to think that they have been forgotten, um, is important. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and sorry for the. Thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully I won't have to really do a video like this for it again. But thank you again. Check out other channels if you like. Check out other videos you like. I'll have more videos. I have videos coming this week about shit that we normally talk about. Um, but I wanted to get this off my chest, I think, and just share it. I felt like it was important. I'm sitting here. Uh, hope you have a good day. And till next time, peace. Clear talk. I'm out.